first off, what up? Second of all, man, I want to give a congratulations to the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs, for winning last week with last weekend, I should say. It was some really good games, man. But to be honest, to give y'all my honesty, as soon as we touch down, I don't really care who wins. I don't care. I wish it was a way, and I might sound ridiculous for this, but it is what it is. I wish it was a way for this team to tie and nobody win. That's how I just don't care. I just don't care. But I love ball, so I will enjoy it, but I don't care. And I love the Philadelphia Eagles, and I wish it was the Philadelphia Eagles that was out there playing, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Niners. Shout out to Kansas City. Kansas City is always y'all year, but this year, San Francisco, it is y'all year. Y'all are going to the Super Bowl. Y'all did what y'all had to do. Now, can you win it? Can you win your sixth Super Bowl? Can you win it? That's the question. But, to be honest, man, I just can't wait to flush this season. It was a real good season to start for the Philadelphia Eagles, and then it was a disaster at the end. You know what I'm saying? We all know that. We all know that. But with saying all that, man, I still love this Eagle franchise. And I just can't wait to flush this season and start the next. You know what I'm saying? Because the Eagles are all in again. We already all in. And if you can see, we already got our coordinators. We bringing in position coaches. And it's just telling me right now the Eagles aren't waiting. The time is now. Because, next season, there will be some favorable matchups. And I just like what this team is doing, man, point blank. They made Nick a CEO. Same deal that they tried to give Peterson. He ain't want it, but Nick took it. Smart man. The Eagles don't want no X and O guy at the helm. The Eagles don't want that. I mean, I wanted a guy, who was X and O, at least to know it, but the Eagles don't want that. They want a CEO. They want the coordinators to be the guys that make the Eagles go. And I can't say that I'm too upset about that. You know what I'm saying? It's a great way to think about it. This team is very innovative. They always changing. We always evolving. We always growing. You know what I'm saying? But the new news on the block is, the Eagles hire Clint Hurt.
Damn. I'm sorry. It was a thought, and I blurted it out. I did not mean it that way.
Former DC for Seattle, and they bring him here to be a defensive line coach. Clint coached with Vic Fangio while Fangio was the defensive coordinator in Chicago. Clint was the linebacker coach. Eagles are also looking to hire Carl Scott from Seattle as well. So the Eagles are not playing, man. It's not no games. It's time to get ready. We ain't make this Super Bowl. We got kicked out the playoffs. Guess what? Next year is the year for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's how they feel. That's how they feel. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. I like that. Because we already in a good spot. Things are, once we start diving into, how the next season is going to look, which we have already been doing, the Eagles look good for next year. We're going to have great cap space. Howie has so many draft picks. Like, it's going to be so good next year because that's why I love this franchise. We always stashing stuff away, just like we did with Isaiah Rodgers, stashed him away for next year. People always forget about him. He's a dog, fast as hell. Maybe I think he ran like a 4.3. Can play. He can bring the ball. He can kick, return, punt, return, play corner, whatever you need. The Eagles are great at stashing things away. And we see, man, right now, it's looking like Jason Kelce might return next year to do something for the organization, is what he's saying. He said it's still all up in the air right now. So, like I said, no matter what, he wants to be a part of the organization, and we love that. I want you to come play center. You know, you're one of my favorite players, man. You see how I stay with the jersey on. Love Jason Kelce. It's my guy. Hopefully he can come back and do one more year. But man, I want to talk about this Kellen Moore signing, because this is the new hottest thing right now, the new hot topic. And no matter what, you know, he's our guy. He's an eagle. He's a bird. So it's time to dive into it and figure out, you know, what we getting ourselves into. You know what I mean? But Kellen Moore, man, I think is going to be all right, man. I'm still like not all the way sold. I'm not 100% sold, but I want to see what this does, man. Because, you know, as a Philadelphia Eagle fan, man, I'm ready to rally behind him, you know, and I hope the rest of the fan base is as well. You know, how I thought, you know, Kellen Moore ran like a modified West Coast scheme, but I had to dig a little deeper, man. I had to dig a little deeper and figure out some information, you know, that was needed. And, you know, I'm going to bring it to y'all. But, you know, what I found out is Kellen Moore runs that Boise State offense that Kellen Moore ran while he played at Boise State. Chris Peterson, head coach of Boise State for 8 seasons. You know what I mean? This is what we're bringing into the organization. You know, a disciple, somebody who was around Chris Peterson, you know, and he attributes a significant part of his coaching approach to key influencers such as Dan Hawkins, Jeff Tadford, Dirk Cotter, and Paul Hackett. You know, these are the guys who shaped him. You know, I really think that this scheme could work. It could work. And I really feel like the person that is going to benefit the most in this offense is Jalen Hurts. That's what I think. This scheme is like a ghost scheme. Now, stay with me, man. This scheme is a little bit different than anything we ever ran because it's like a ghost scheme. It's like it's unsystematic. You know what I'm saying? You know, the defense, this offense is a type of offense that always keeps the defense on its heels. You know what I'm saying? So they never know what the game plan for. You know, there's so many little small nuances into this scheme because of how complex it is. It's extremely complex. You know, I'm going to continue digging and finding out everything we need to know about Kellen Moore. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, he's our guy. He's the guy that's going to be running this offense. So I need to know everything about Kellen Moore. You know, when Kellen Moore was with the Dallas Cowboys, you know, for most of the time, man, Kellen Moore had that offense humming. You know what I'm saying? You know, he had Zeke over 1,000 yards like multiple times. So we got to think about that as well, because I know a lot of people say, well, Kellen Moore, man, he got an issue running the ball. You know what I'm saying? He got an issue running the ball. But, you know, if you look at it and really, you know, figure out what you're seeing, Zeke been over 1,000 yards multiple times. So the run can't be an issue. It can't be an issue for Kellen Moore. You know what I'm saying? Kellen Moore is a guy who schemes wide receivers open. You know what I'm saying? And he's really good at that. He can get just think about the personnel that Kellen Moore gets to coach now. You know what I'm saying? He has one of the best offenses in the league. We can't forget that. Yeah, this defense was hella suspect, and the offense fell off at the end. But this is a dynamic offense that he's coming into. Just think about it, man. Just look at what CeeDee Lamb was able to do under Kellen Moore. You know what I'm saying? Now, look at what we can do with Smitty. We can do the same thing with Smitty. You can also have A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert for that 11-man personnel that he liked to run. You know, he's the best at scheming receivers open. And that's what I like. You know, it's going to be some things that I don't like, you know what I'm saying, about a certain coordinator or coach. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's certain things that people don't like about me. You know what I'm saying? But we got to be able to look past all that and see about the things that he can do positive for this team and the things that he can do that we struggle with the most. How can he help with the things that we struggled with the most last season? Kellen Moore could be our guy, or it could be a bad call, but I'm leaning towards Kellen Moore having a really good season for us. Keenan Allen's route tree. Look at his route tree, man. Compare him to some of the route trees from our receivers this year. You know what I'm saying? You can see how he used every portion of the field in this route tree. And, you know, that's what we need. Those are the things that we struggle with, is not scheming our receivers open, sending them on these hikes up and down the field instead of using the middle of the field. You know what I'm saying? Using your flats, you got a dynamic running back that can catch out the backfield, scheming him open. We had a problem with that. Kellen Moore is the quickest fix I know for that issue, because Kellen Moore does not have an issue with scheming players open. So I can't wait to see that. You know, I know it's a lot of Cowboy fans that want us to believe this or believe that.
Hey, bro.
Kellen Moore won y'all a playoff game as well. Just like we can say that this offense was a little bit better under Mike McCarthy. Y'all went 12-5. Y'all looked a little bit better. But with Kellen Moore, y'all won a playoff game. Without Kellen Moore, you lost. You lost to a 7th seed in Green Bay Packers. And you didn't, and it wasn't even close. You see what I'm saying? So we can sit here and take all the bull crap that y'all say about, you know, y'all should, oh yeah, take Kellen Moore off our hands. Yeah, take our problem child off our hands. But y'all ain't do nothing but go backwards since Kellen Moore left as well. That's a fact. That's a fact too. You know what I mean? So we got to think about that. You know, more schemes includes tight end motions, and we have one of the best tight ends in the league. And that's another problem, man. We cannot figure out how to consistently scheme open Dallas Goedert. And I'm hoping Kellen Moore can come in here and figure that out, because if we can figure out how to successfully scheme open our tight end, oh my God, this offense would just open up. You know what I'm saying? We always have that issue where we, you know, of course, we got to keep our tight end healthy, right? We need to do that as well. But at the same time, man, if we are able to use him successfully when he's on the field, scheme him open, it creates favorable matchups to run in and pass in. You know what I'm saying? That's just simple stuff. You move your tight end around, you know what I'm saying? Just so you move them from your strong side to your weak side. So you create matchups over there for the running backs to run through, open up gaps for the running backs to run through. You see what I'm saying? And then that's simple stuff. That happens all the time. Some other guys in motion before the snap. And that also creates confusion. And it also opens up holes behind this offensive line, this great offensive line that we have. You know what I'm saying? It creates matchup nightmares when you use pre-snap motions, right? When you motion your tight end, when you show the defense different looks, that confusion, man. Look, I tell my son something all the time, man. And sometimes he be like, you know, what you mean by that? I'm like, and I gotta explain it. But I'm not going to get into it too crazy right now. But I'm going to say this, man, because I tell him all the time, football is a numbers game. And if you can figure out the numbers game, then you're going to start winning football games. You know what I'm saying? That's the honest truth. That's the honest truth. And look, man, it's so much stuff that I'm going to continue digging, diving deep down in this crate. And I'm going to keep finding information. You know what I'm saying? And figure out, you know, why I feel like Kellen Moore was going to do good and maybe why Kellen Moore might do bad. But right now, I'm just looking at the things that Kellen Moore can do to directly help the issues that we had last season, because this offense should not look like that. We got too much talent on the offensive side of the ball for this offense to not be playing at this time of the year. You see what I'm saying? You figure it out me? That's what I'm talking about, man. And I'm going to continue digging. I'm going to continue figuring out why. And I'm going to continue bringing y'all the updated news. You know what I'm saying? We already know we got the new OC, Kellen Moore. We got the new DC, Vic Fangio. You know what I'm saying? Only thing we got to do now is get position coaches in here. You know what I'm saying? Now we got to bring the personnel in, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We got to bring the personnel in. But that's Howie Roseman, and we know that's going to happen. We know that's going to happen because that's what Howie Roseman do. But right now is the time where you got your OC. They didn't wait this year, and I like that. They jumped right on it. You know, I didn't want to wait too long like we did in the past. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to jump right on it, but I know sometimes we like to drag our feet. But this time we jumped right on it. And I like that. And we taking care of business. We getting our coaching in the right position. Now it's going to be time to start figuring out some personnel, because we got to get this defense stacked. Because this defense, it has to get gutted. It has to get gutted. You know, and we're going to have some cap space. We're going to be able to pay some people this year because we're in such a great position because of Howie Roseman. We should have almost, I think we have about 18 million in cap space. You know what I'm saying? With minuses or, you know, subtractions like Bayard, that can free up some money. And if we have to, you know, especially with us seeing the way he played at the end, Avonte Maddox, if we able to, you know, get rid of him or deal him, then that opens up some cap space. You know, we can almost get up to about $38 million in cap space. And if you give Howie Roseman that type of capital, he gonna kill y'all again. And with the experience at the coordinator spot, at the coaching spot, we have the experience. See, that's another thing that's directly different, where we went from, you know, coordinators with less experience, where our offensive coordinator, that was his first year, his rookie season. Now we put some chips on the table because now we putting some experience behind people. You know what I'm saying? Because we just don't have time for the projects. And I understand that. We don't have time for the projects. We got to put some work. We got to put some work in. And we got to put some experience at these coordinator spots and put our best brand of ball back out there. You know what I'm saying? And I really like the way the Philadelphia Eagles is doing this. But look, man, like I said, man, I don't really want to keep y'all too much longer. So we're going to keep it right there. But you know I'm going to be back. You know I'm going to come with that heat. If you feel like this video helped you out, man, please do the channel a favor. Please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you always up to date, man. You never want to miss when I bring out this work. And it's going to come. But when it drop, you want to be the first to know so you can click it and hit that like button. But until next time, out.